me now. I say my you know.
Can I move it? I buy my way and nice. None lipstick. Show the way you be. My tia she need the moi, me ne noir. But what come mama mia, me ne obey. Baby say oh you sweet. Baby say oh you nice.
Some say you are sweet, some say you are gorgeous. Whichever you describe it, it's all the same.
Let me go feel now.
Let me
don't see your dear fear.
give you a quick announcement before
Your dear fear.
we hook up with our guest for today on insurance issues here on the Super Drive here on GN Radio. Don't forget, you could tune in and listen to us live on Radio Garden as well as our radio app available to be downloaded on Google Play and App Store. Online www.gnradiouk.com. In case you just tune in, 6 minutes past 5. This is GN Radio UK. Coronavirus is still highly infectious. Wherever you are in the country, let me warn you that it is still highly infectious. Don't take it for granted. Around 1 in 3 people who have COVID-19 have no symptoms and can spread it without knowing it. If someone has the virus, they breathe it out and the particles gather in the air, kind of like smoke, especially in poorly ventilated rooms. So remember to open windows to disperse these particles even when socializing indoors. Just 10 minutes every now and then is enough to help. All right? So take this notice very, very seriously. If you have any symptoms of coronavirus, however mad it is, take a PCR test immediately and always stay home if the test is positive. To protect yourself, friends, and family, get your COVID-19 vaccine or booster today. For more information, visit www.nhs.co.uk to book your job appointment or for more information. Okay, this one is going out to our wives, our girlfriends, our moms, our aunties, our sisters. It's about cervical screening campaign in London. Did you know that 2 women die every day of cervical cancer in England? Yet it is one of the most preventable cancers. And cervical screening can help stop cancer before it starts. Screening only lasts for a few minutes, depending on your age, and you only have to go every 3 or 5 years. If you want to make sure a female nurse carries out your screening, ask for this when you make your appointment. Of course, I know some women will love the male counterpart to do that, but if you are keen or specific about a female nurse to do it, do ask before you see a gentleman do your cancer for you. Checking your cervical thing for you. All right, so do not ignore your invite letter, okay? If you miss your last cervical screening, book an appointment with your GP practice now. Do encourage those you love to get their screening. Cervical screening saves lives. So to find out more, visit www.nhs.uk/cervical screening. This announcement is from the National Health Services UK. So bear in mind and take it seriously. Right, this is the time for action. 9 past 5 o'clock. You're still logged on to the big station of the nation, GN Radio, without a doubt. I did say to you, 5 o'clock onwards, we'll be talking to one of the insurance experts in the UK, Diaspora Insurance. Today, we are privileged to have Dr. SIBERT on the other side, who is going to tell us more about Diaspora Insurance. For those of you who follow us on social media and who always tune into GN Radio and listen to us, you know this is an ongoing thing that we always bring to you every week. But for the past 2 weeks, we've missed that. But today, here we are with myself, Darlyn J, alongside Dr. SIBERT on the other side. So, without much ado, we are going to welcome Dr. SIBERT and say good afternoon to you, Doctor.
Good afternoon, Darlyn. Thank you very much for having us.
It's been a while. We've missed the last 2 weeks. How are you?
It's been very hectic and busy for us.
I know. Same here, about the same. We are privileged to have you again today. Thank you for coming.
It's good to be back. It's good to be back in the studio.
Yeah. All right. So, as usual, could you briefly tell us a little bit about diaspora insurance?
Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity, Darlyn. And I just want to say good afternoon to our listeners, wherever they are. So briefly, diaspora insurance we are an insurance company that specializes in designing, marketing, and distributing insurance products like life cover, funeral insurance, income protection. Specifically, we're targeting at Africans that live in the diaspora, like people from Ghana, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, and other nationalities that live in countries like UK, USA, Canada, Europe, and the rest of the diaspora. Okay. Our household name product is Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan, which is an insurance product that has been designed to help diasporans to meet end-of-life expenses. It pays out cash so that they'll be able to cover expenses that are associated with end-of-life, like body repatriation, flights, memorial services. And the good thing about the product is that it also allows diasporans to cover their families back home in Africa or wherever they are, because at the end of the day, because diasporans, we live kind of like a communal existence where you take responsibility. If you got the financial means, so responsibility to look after your extended family members. And this also includes end-of-life expenses. So we've designed this product in mind, allowing diasporans to cover their relatives, which is very unusual for insurance products to extend coverage to members that are beyond the nucleus family. So diaspora insurance as a company recognizes this need within our market. We are also, as a company, we are authorized and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority, and we are headquartered in the UK in Birmingham, and we have also an office in South Africa, and we are authorized and regulated by the Financial Sector Conduct Authority in South Africa. We've been operating our business for at least 10 years now, and we've paid more than $3 million US worth of claims to our clients, and we've made a difference in a lot of families' lives by meeting their need at the right time.
Okay. So talking about diaspora insurance, and now we've had this COVID-19 pandemic. I know it's going down a bit. We're not 100% sure if it's going to stay with us or it's going to go out forever. How has the COVID pandemic affected your claims?
Firstly, we would like to extend our condolences to all the people that have lost their loved ones due to COVID-19. It looks like the number of cases are going down in terms of mortality, but still the infection rates are still high. So hopefully, maybe we've just come down to a situation where we can now live with COVID. It's like a normal flu virus, but it has had a huge impact on us, especially the insurance sector, because the COVID-19 affected a lot of companies worldwide, but the insurance sector has been hit hard When we first, especially during the first two waves that happened in 2020 and 2021, there's been increase in claims due to increased mortalities. It has not been that bad. So the increase in claims happened in waves, which spread across the world, like UK, USA, Australia, and Africa. So that's the experience we've had as an insurance company in diaspora insurance. We've seen these waves leading up to increase in claims because we are a global company. We got clients that are spread across the world. So when the waves were spreading across the world, we're experiencing spikes in claims across the world. But as an insurance company, this has not worried us a lot because we create value to our clients when we pay out claims. That's why we are here, to pay out claims when our clients are in a difficult situation. And our products continue to exceed our clients' expectations, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic.
In your session, you said insurance is all about paying out claims. I bet to differ with this one. Because we sometimes know some of the insurance company, they are very hesitant to pay out whenever issues arise. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I think that's a general view that people have. But statistically, research shows that more than 90% of claims are paid out. Sometimes maybe the reason why some claims are not paid is because of failure to disclose
certain information,
certain issues. Yeah, when someone's making when he's making an application. So when you make a claim, if you've not disclosed certain aspects of your life, then that's going to result in your claim not. But
how will you know that?
It's during the advisory. When your advisor is talking to you and asking you questions, you need to disclose information truthfully and faithfully. So if you fail to disclose, then that can result in your claim either to be delayed, to be processed, or to be paid, or not to be paid at all. But for us, in terms of our application for our diaspora, especially the diaspora funeral cash plan, our application process is very simple. So most of the time, 99 to 100% of our claims are paid out immediately within 24 hours of making a claim. So our process is very simple in terms of application, and our process in terms of our claim process also is very simple.
Okay. Right. You're talking about this COVID, you've paid a lot. There's been a high volume of claim. How have you increased your premium during the COVID? Like in terms of your premium,
that's a very interesting question. Like I mentioned, we experienced an increase in claims during the waves in 2020, 2021. But the answer is no, we have not increased our premiums because of the increased claims. Why have we done that? Because we want to treat our customers fairly. Our product is, when you get onto the diaspora funeral cash plan, you get what you call guaranteed premiums, which means that your premiums are fixed for the rest of the life of the policy. Because at the end of the day, we want to treat our customers fairly. We don't want a situation where all of a sudden premiums are increased because our claims ratio has gone up. That's not how our product works. We want to treat our customers fairly. So when you get onto the diaspora funeral cash plan or any one of our products, your premium remains the same throughout the life of the policy.
Okay.
So it's a fair game.
Okay, it's a fair game. I like that. So in that case, is there any chance or is there any risk of running out of money to pay claims due to the high claims from the COVID that you just mentioned? Oh, yes.
So I can understand where you're coming from regarding that point. So let me mention at this juncture that Diaspora Insurance is a properly constituted insurance company. Like a normal insurance company, we spread our risks. So in this case, in Diaspora Insurance, we spread our risk across thousands of clients who are economically, geographically, and demographically widely spread. Our clients are found across 5 continents, and they come from at least 13 African nationalities. So that on its own, it's a measure, or it's a way of spreading out our risk. So insurance, because in insurance, it's all about spreading risk across many clients. So that way, it reduces the risk of you running out of money to pay out claims. The other aspect or measure that we have in place is that we have experienced and skilled actuaries who stress test our capitalization and reserves as a company under different scenarios to make sure that we have we can meet our obligations when they become due. So that's another measure we have put in place to make sure that we don't run out of money to pay out claims when they become due. And also, diaspora insurance is reinsured by one of the biggest reinsurers in the world. Okay. So the function or the purpose of a reinsurance company in an insurance setup is that it is the insurer for the insurer, okay, if I may say. So it's the insurance company that sits behind the insurance company. So you've got a client, and then you've got an insurance company, and then you've got the reinsurer. So when the insurer makes a claim, he claims from the insurance company, and then the insurance company pays out to the client, and then the next step is that the insurance company will then make a claim from the reinsurance company. So that's how we manage our risk as a company.
Okay.
So but at this juncture, the risk of actually running out of money, especially during times like these when there are high claims because of increased mortality or increased death because of the COVID pandemic, it's a purview of societies like various societies, groups, churches, and associations that are crafted by diasporans to meet end-of-life expenses. Because you find what happens is when people come to the diaspora, there's death within the community, people start begging money from each other. Well, then they say, okay, let's craft a solution. But the solution is about forming groups where they contribute like £10 each family or £20 each family, so that when there's a bereavement within the group, then they can contribute. But the problem with that approach is that the money that you contribute, your money is only limited to the amount that you've contributed. So when the claims or increase, then you got a high risk of running out of money. But for a company like Diaspora Insurance, because we've got a huge capitalization, we've got the reserves, we've got the reinsurers, we've got actuaries, the risk is almost or next to zero in terms of running out of money to pay claims. So what we're saying right now to people who use groups or societies to meet the end of life expenses is that bring your group or bring your groups to us as an insurance company. That group can actually sit on our book under what we call a group scheme. That way you can ensure that your members of the group are protected. They get what we call guaranteed peace of mind, because there is no risk of running out of money, and then your members can actually continue to enjoy the benefits of being of belonging to a group. It could be a church, it could be a social group where you come maybe from the same town, from Ghana or Zimbabwe or Botswana, or maybe former schoolmates from high school or university back home. So you can continue having that fellowship, that networking, but when it comes to end-of-life expenses, transfer that risk to an insurance company like Diaspora Insurance, so that you don't run the risk of running out of money or cash when claims become high, like especially during periods like the pandemic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Let me also ask you, in your insurance, we have what we call Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan, DFCP. Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan.
Yes, that's our household name product.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. How has that made a difference to ACE clients during the pandemic?
So diaspora funeral cash plan has made a huge difference to our clients during the pandemic. But firstly, let me express our gratitude and extend a big thank you to our frontline workers who have provided vital services during the heat of the pandemic, especially the heroes in the healthcare and social care sectors worldwide. These heroes have sacrificed a lot. They've sacrificed a lot, and we appreciate their commitment. As diaspora funeral cash plan, as soon as the pandemic started to wreak havoc across the world, you've seen that most governments actually locked their borders. There were no flights going in or flights going out of countries to try to contain the pandemic. So what it meant is that those travel restrictions made it very difficult in the situations where someone lost their loved ones and they want to repatriate them to Africa. So body repatriation was not possible during that period, especially during the first and second wave. We experienced that with personally, and also with some of our clients. They lost loved ones and they couldn't repatriate them to Africa. So you find that maybe people who had policies or funeral policies that only provided services in terms of actual repatriation to their home countries in Africa. They were no longer valid, they were no longer working, because you can't repatriate a body out of UK, you can't repatriate a body out of Australia or USA to Africa. So all of a sudden, maybe you've been contributing to this policy for years, but all of a sudden that product is not working anymore because of the restrictions. But what the diaspora funeral cash plan demonstrated to our market is that you need, as a diasporan, you need a product that is flexible, because we give cash to our clients so that they got a huge choice, either to repatriate to Africa or to lay their beloved one in their host country. They could be living in the USA, they could be living in the UK or Australia. So all they needed to do in that situation where the borders were locked is to go to their local funeral directors and then just pay them for the services using the money paid out by the diaspora funeral cash plan. So that's the flexibility that we need, or that we extend to our clients globally. So that's how the diaspora funeral cash plan has made a huge difference in people's lives. Okay. So the other issue is that you want a product which actually speaks to your reality, which offers that flexibility. Your location, your preferences, they change over time. So you need something that is very flexible and that can change depending on your needs, depending on your situation. And also during the lockdown, we have seen that many families are also experiencing unexpected expenses. You have a prolonged burial because of this, because of the lockdowns, and also people had cancelled flights. Maybe you traveled, your flights are cancelled, so all of a sudden you got unexpected expenses because your flight is cancelled. You're now stuck in a country. You can't go to work. And also when you come back, even when you manage to come back, you were forced to stay in a hotel for 10 to 14 days. So people were experiencing such huge costs. But if you are on a cash, if you were on a cash cover, it meant that you were able to meet those expenses, because all you need to do is to use your cash cover provided by the diaspora funeral cash plan and meet those expenses. So these situations actually demonstrate why ours is the best funeral cover for Africans in the diaspora. Also, as a company, on top of providing a first-class product to our target market, we've also built relationships with healthcare associations of diasporas, supporting their programs that are targeted at members that have been affected by COVID-19. We're working with the nurses associations. We are helping to, or we are sponsoring events that are supporting people that have been affected by COVID-19. And you know that a lot of healthcare workers, especially in the UK, are from Africa. So we're working closely with associations of nurses, allied health workers, and so forth to support their programs. So that's how we've made a difference to our clients and the community during the pandemic.
Okay. Let me also ask you, when we say diaspora insurance, like simply put, people in the diaspora, Africans in the diaspora who can do this insurance. What about our family and friends back home? Can they also insure diaspora insurance? Let's say I have relatives back home. Can I introduce them to diaspora insurance?
Yes. So firstly, let me explain how the product is structured.
Okay.
So when we designed the product, we were looking at a diasporan, or it could be Ghanaian in London, right, or a Kenyan in London, living and working with his family. Maybe he's got a spouse and children.
Yep.
But what we also know is that because they have got very strong ties to their home country, if anything happens to their nucleus family here in the UK, or they could be in Canada, Toronto, or in New York,
everywhere
USA,
in the world,
yeah, they want to be taken home.
Yeah.
So we provided that. We provided that in our product. But what we also realized, or because I'm also from Africa myself, is that we got extended family members back home that depend on us on literally everything in terms of financial needs.
Yep.
So including end of life expenses. So what we want to, at the end of the day, what we want to do is to make sure that that diasporan has got peace of mind. And that peace of mind can only happen when you know that your nucleus family is taken care of if anything happens to you, and also that your family members back home are covered on a cash plan, like the diaspora funeral cash plan. Because when you lose someone back home, it becomes your responsibility. It's either one, you need to travel to attend the funeral, or you need to send money to fund the funeral. So what we don't want to have is a situation where a diasporan fails to attend a funeral of their loved one because they don't have cash, or that they can't help their loved ones back home to fund the funeral. So how the diaspora funeral cash plan works is that when a diasporan applies for the product, they can extend the cover to their families back home. It could be children, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, uncles, and aunties back home in the village. They can be covered on the diaspora funeral cash plan. But first and foremost, as a diasporan, you need to take that product so that your extended family members can qualify.
Radio UK.
Okay.
Yes. So that's how it works.
Okay. And also a quick question. But before I ask you the next question, if you're doing the listening, time check, 33 minutes after 5. We are talking to one of the experts of diaspora insurance. So if you've never heard about diaspora insurance is a insurance company, and it's a global company that provides insurance products and services to African nationals in the diaspora. And that's what he's trying to explain it, break it down for us. So if you've got any question, any issues, you can give us a call on 020-3735-8820. Anything that bothers your mind, you can give us a call, and Dr. SIBERT will be more than happy to explain it to you for your understanding, so that you can also insure. All right, insurance is something that is good. So far as I'm concerned, it's very, very good. I know we are hard times, money is hard to come back, but if you are working, if you are in full-time employment, and at least every month you set a budget for all this insurance, in a long way, it will benefit, it will yield result. Now, probably you are crossing years to what we are saying, but a time will come, you say, oh, had I known, then it's too late. So don't hesitate to contact Diaspora Insurance. For those of you watching us on Facebook and YouTube, their numbers is on the screen, 0770-3838-304. Contact them anytime, or you could check their website, www.diasporainsurance.com. Diaspora Insurance, one word, .com. or you can phone their landline number 0121 295 1116. 121 291 1116 or 0770 3838 304. They will be happy to explain in detail, total detail for your understanding. Now, very soon we'll be wrapping up. I've got a few questions to give to Dr. SIBERT, and we'll wrap up the show. I understand you have a minimum claimant from 2,000. Is your payment in dollars or in pound sterling?
It depends on where you reside.
Okay.
Like I said before, Diaspora Insurance is a global company, so we got clients who reside in different
currencies,
countries. So it depends on where you are. If you're in USA or
in the
you use currency, US dollar. If it's in the UK, it's pounds. Europe, we use the euro, and then Australia, Australian dollar.
Okay.
In South Africa, it's the South African rand.
Okay.
So, it's a multi-currency product, depending on where you are.
I understand that. So is your payout, I understand it's a minimum of $2,500 to $20,000. Is it capped? Is it 20, or depend on how much you put in, or how much?
That's a very good question. It doesn't depend on how much you put in. Mm-hmm. It depends on what you've chosen on application.
Okay.
Because, like I mentioned before, we've designed this product so that it's designed to give clients flexibility. Not just flexibility in terms of what you do with the money, but also flexibility in terms of the cover amounts that you can choose from. Mm-hmm. So our cover amounts range from 2,500 to 20,000 pounds. So this depends on someone's budget and their objectives as well. What do they want to achieve at the end of the day?
Okay.
Some people would want to maybe they want to fund an expensive funeral so they can go on the top cover amount, which is 20,000. Some just want to make sure they meet the minimum costs for a funeral, so they go something like 7,500 pounds or 5,000 pounds or 10,000 pounds. But you remember, it's not just about the direct funeral expenses. There are also associated expenses that can arise. So you always need to make sure that you got that margin which can be covered by your funeral product.
Okay.
So we've got a range of cover amounts that people can choose from 2.5 up to 20,000.
Okay. All right. I know this pandemic, I'm talking about COVID-19 pandemic, it affected so many businesses, banks, any business at all.
Yes.
I don't know about Diaspora Insurance business as a whole. Whether you were affected by the diaspora, whether you were affected by the pandemic, but if there's any, in what way do you think this pandemic affected Diaspora Insurance business?
Yeah, it affected us. Some of the effects are positive, some of them are negative. So when during the first and second waves, and governments started forcing people to work from home, so we also had to close our call centers and order our teams to work from home. So to do that, we had to reconfigure our systems and our processes, adopting new technologies to make sure that we continue to function as a company. So we quickly adopted new technologies, train our teams to use those technologies, and putting measures in place to make sure that we continue to provide impeccable services to our clients during such difficult times. And I'm pleased to say that we continue to provide unparalleled services to our clients during the pandemic. And also, as Diaspora Insurance, we view ourselves as a community-based institution. So we work with organizations like churches, businesses, event organizers. So we sponsor their events that they run in the community.
Okay.
So before the pandemic, we used to sponsor a lot of festivals, business conferences, church conferences, music concerts, huge festivals. But when the pandemic struck, it meant that there were no gatherings.
Yeah.
So these gatherings usually would provide a good platform to market our product and our services.
That's true.
Because usually that's where we came across our potential clients.
Okay.
So because of those restrictions, we had to resort to social media and digital marketing, which we have enhanced and amplified in terms of our budget. Okay. We're spending a lot more on our social media and digital marketing, especially during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And it has worked well. But now that the space is now the restrictions have been lifted, we're now back to, I think, the pre-pandemic levels. People are now being allowed to gather, events are now happening. So we are back in business in terms of working with these organizations, churches, event organizers. So if you know anyone, or if you know people who are planning their events, concerts, festivals, could be church conferences and so forth, would like to work with you, come talk to us and talk to us about your event and how we can create value for each other.
Sure.
Because we want to create win-win situations for your organization and also create a win-win situation for us as an institution.
Wow. Good. It's you are such a big company. I like that. These days, anywhere you go to the hospital, the first lady, have you had your vaccine? I don't know if that's based on how treatment you get from the nurses or the doctors. For these days, do you ask people if they had their vaccine before you can show, or if someone hasn't got a vaccine? In your personal perspective, what are your views on vaccination?
Yes, I think this is because we're talking about the effects of COVID and so forth, how it has had an impact on our business, on our clients, and so forth. So for us as a company, and also for me personally, the vaccine has actually shown to have to make a big difference in terms of reducing the impact or the
there's quite a number of people that hasn't taken the vaccine, you know that?
Yes, that's very unfortunate, and unfortunately, most of those people, or the high proportion of those people, is actually amongst our people, the Black people, but there's huge evidence to show and to demonstrate that the vaccines work. Because right now, if you go into any hospital, or most of these big hospitals that have got patients being admitted because of COVID-19, you find that more than 90% of these people are actually unvaccinated. So which actually shows that the vaccine works. Let me also point out that this COVID-19, not just, it's got long-term effects on the people. If you're not vaccinated, you're not doing yourselves a favor. If you catch the COVID-19, you're bound to be unwell for a long period. If you don't die, you might have some long-term effects that's going to impact on your productivity, on how you work, and be off sick for a very long time. And as a company, we encourage people to get vaccinated, and especially our people, Black people, because more than 90% research has shown that more than 90% of white people are vaccinated. But when you look at Black people, especially in UK, less than 70% of the Black population is vaccinated. And it's even worse in the USA, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Less than 10% of the Black people have had their first dose, as compared to 56% of white people. So we encourage people to get vaccinated. It's very unfortunate that Black people and Asians have got the highest risk of not only contracting COVID-19 infection, but also suffering from severe disease and even mortality. You find why, you can ask yourself, why is it that But if you look at there's many socio-economic factors that will lead to an increased risk of blacks contracting the virus and also from experiencing severe disease after contracting the infection. Most blacks and Asians work in what we call frontline jobs, like in the healthcare sector, transport, hospitality, and social care. So these are the type of jobs, especially in the healthcare, social care, and transport. You're exposed to a lot of people. You're exposed to people who
they are more vulnerable.
Very vulnerable to catch the disease. And also, you can't work from home if you're a social care worker or healthcare worker. You just have to be in hospital or in an institution where you're looking after people. And also, when you're driving buses or working on the public transport system, you can't work from home. You have to be at your workplace. So that increases your risk of contracting the virus. So you and also most of the blacks and Asians, they live in highly populated cities. So that increases the chances of you catching the virus. And also, most of us blacks, we live in large households. We've got brothers, sisters, aunties, and so forth living in just one house. So you can imagine the risk of catching the COVID-19. So that increases the chances of catching the COVID. Because of that increase in catching the COVID, we encourage people to get vaccinated. Not just that you're protecting yourself, but also you're protecting your family, because if you get vaccinated, you are healthy, you're taking responsibility towards your family, towards your dependents. It's not just, it's the same as taking an insurance product like the Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan. You're not just doing it for yourself, but you're also doing it for your families. So we encourage people to go out there, get their vaccine.
Someone,
it's safe. It works.
Someone is asking how much is the product per month. He's saying that he wants to know because he might have missed the beginning of the show, so he wants to know how much is a product per month, for example.
Yes. The monthly premium on the Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan depends on two things: your age and the cover amount. Like I said, the cover amount ranges from 2.5 to 20, depending on what you take. But give or take, if you, as a rule of thumb, maybe if you look at standard family, maybe between 40 to 50, and maybe husband and wife and 2 kids. If each one of them is covered for about £10,000, we're looking at about £50 per month in terms of premiums. But if you want to get an accurate figure, just call our call center, and they can give you a quotation based on your actual age and the cover amount that you want to be covered for. So once you've done that, then you can actually choose the product that is suitable for you in terms of your budget, in terms of your affordability, and what you want to achieve. So when we just want to encourage you to get in touch with us, call our number, call on the numbers that are being displayed there, or go onto our website, fill in a form, and then we can give you a call and give you the exact or the actual quotation based on your needs.
Right, I've got only 2 questions to ask you before we bring the curtain down for this exclusive educational program here on GN Radio. Do you ask people of their vaccination status on the application? Because
yes,
it's now the norm of the day.
Remember, I mentioned that that the vaccine works. It reduces mortality, reduces severe disease. So you might think that we're motivated to ask people about the vaccination status when they're making the application. Unfortunately, we don't ask people about their vaccination status. In terms of application, we don't even ask any medical history. Whether you suffer from any medical disease, whether you smoke, whether you have blood pressure, whether you suffer from cancer or anything. We have what we call, our application process is what we call a guaranteed acceptance application process. We want to make it simple for our clients to apply, to qualify. And because we don't do medical underwriting on application, we don't do medical underwriting on claims, so that our claims process is very, very simple and straightforward.
Yeah.
Within 4 hours of submitting your request documents, we pay out our claims. This is because we don't ask people about all these issues like, are you vaccinated or not? Because if you start asking people about whether they're vaccinated or not, then when you're making a claim, you also want to check whether people are vaccinated or not. So that's going to complicate the whole thing. Right. And also we want to make it very fair. We don't want to discriminate our clients who are vaccinated or are not vaccinated. We just give them a guaranteed acceptance. You come and apply, you're accepted. If you're Ghanaian living in the diaspora, you are 100% guaranteed to be accepted. If you're Kenyan living in the diaspora, 100% to be accepted, vaccinated or not vaccinated. Okay. Come and get your diaspora funeral cash plan now.
It looks like so flexible, very flexible. So if you are out there, this is an opportunity for you to grab it. Don't waste it before it's too late. And Dr. SIBERT, without wasting much of your time, my last question, and then we'll wrap it up. As a company, are you worried that an unvaccinated Black diasporan population will lead to an increase in claims?
Yeah, not necessarily. We are not worried about that. But what we're just asking our brothers and sisters is that go get vaccinated, not because we are afraid that claims will increase. Our concern about vaccination just flows out of our corporate social responsibility philosophy. We want our Black community to be healthy. A healthy community leads to economic growth and stability. We just want, in terms of our vaccination, we it's unrelated to our worry about claims. Remember, we are a properly constituted insurance company with a strong record. We've been in existence for more than 10 years. We've got strong reinsurers that sit behind us. So we've got the capacity and capability to pay claims no matter what situation we find ourselves in. But our concern and our concern regarding vaccination is because we've got so much love for our community, we've got so much love for our brothers and sisters there in the diaspora. We want them to be protected, protect themselves, protect their families, and making sure that they've got a healthy families, they're healthy, and that health, because if people are healthy, then they can go to work, look after their families, and not to worry about anything.
Right.
So that's our message to our listeners right now.
So more money, so no shaky. All right. Thank you very, very, very much, Dr. SIBERT, for your time. I know your time is very, very tight, but at least you've squeezed some of your time out of your heavy schedule to give us this opportunity. I will say thank you very much. And God willing, please try to make time for us next week, because we need that. We need that so much. So thank you very much for today. And hopefully we see you. We'll catch up with you sometime next week.
Yeah, thank you very much, Darlyn, for allowing us to talk to our listeners and our brothers and sisters there in the diaspora. We just want to encourage you to get in touch with us, get yourselves protected, get your cover, get your guaranteed peace of mind, as we always say. Exactly. Get onto our website, read more about our product and our services and how we are transforming communities in the diaspora. Thank you very much for your time and for listening.
All right. Doctor have said it all, so do get in touch with them. Go to their website, www.diasporainsurance.com or /GN Radio for them to know that you got information right here of us. So do not hesitate to contact them on 0121 295 1116. All right. And also 0770 3838 304. Anytime, any day, contact them, and the long run, you will be the beneficiary. Thank you very much for today, and thank you for doing the listening. That was Dr. SIBERT for you, an expert, well-learned doctor. He knows the in and out of diaspora insurance. So on that note, Doctor, we'll say bye-bye to you. Have some rest or continue to do your work for the sake of the diasporans. And
we don't rest. We keep on working
24/7.
Making sure that people are protected.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for today. Okay. Bye bye.
Thank you, Darlyn. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Bye bye. All right. That's why we end the session for today. We've got about 5 more minutes to 6. 6 o'clock. We'll be crossing over to our sister radio station, OKFM in Liberia. They're going to give us a global news. And the local news as well, all the way to 7 o'clock. Before Solomon comes your way. Oh, and that tells it there be no Solomon, sorry. That's what time will permit me to say bye-bye. We've got 5 minutes to 6. So we'll bring you the evening news by kind courtesy of our sister station, all the way from the capital of Liberia, Monrovia. Okay, FM. They'll be giving us the news. So stay tuned in. This is your station, GN Radio. I'm out. And of course, your host is Darlyn J. Bye-bye from now. We'll catch up over the weekend. Stay blessed and have a great, great evening.
Lily Space.
Sweet, me say we are nice. My body and baby, me and I was in here. Me day, I was here so another day. I walk on my mommy out. I